Niesha and her three companions, Froa, Aranea and Janessa, were still celebrating their victory over the Thalmor. However, this left the question, what next? The companions needed a distraction to clear their heads so they could better decide what course of action to take next. Remembering her conversation with Amren regarding his lost sword,
I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby, but I'm no fool. I'd need the Whiterun guards or maybe hire the companions to get it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you.
Niesha felt that this would be a good diversion for the four friends while they planned their next move. The bandits that Amren had spoken of were holed up in the same cave as the Alikir warriors that were looking for Sadia. They must have moved in after Niesha and her friends had cleared it of bandits and the Alikir. It was also fairly close to the plantation, so it wouldn't take them long to get there. Having found the first chamber empty, Niesha remembered from her last visit that there was another chamber fairly close by. If there were any bandits in this chamber, she was hoping to catch them off guard.
Bandits are soft-gutted snowberries, trying to dress up as soldiers. We shouldn't have much trouble killing them.
Unfortunately, the bandits were on sharp lookout and spotted Niesha as soon as she stepped into the chamber. The next chamber was even larger than the first two, and Niesha knew to expect the main force of the bandits here. Once again, the close quarters of the cave's tunnels proved extremely difficult to fight in, especially for Froa's large two-handed axe. After an extremely fierce battle, Niesha and her companions dispatched the bandits, which allowed them to move deeper into the cave system to look for Amren's sword.
Bad idea. Just like... There you are! My goodness, are you?
After easily defeating the bandit chief, it was time to get Amren's sword, the bandits' loot, and then make their way out of the caves and back to Amren. However, there was one more obstacle in the way, a bandit defender who proved to be quite a challenge.
You tried mercenary work? It might suit you.
I have your sword.
You found it! I've been looking for that blade for months! You took on all those bandits yourself? Thank you. Here, my father had a favorite sword and shield technique. Let me teach it to you, in honor of his memory. Good day to you.
An idea had started to form on Niesha's mind on the next steps for her small group, but she needed to speak with Froa first.
Our great ancestors never wore boots. Why should we?
Have you ever thought of visiting Harkon in the Bloodworks?
Why? I never knew him, and Mother was just a grunt. I wouldn't want to see him anyway. Not like this.
You never told me much about your time as a soldier.
There's not a lot to tell. My parents died when I was still a cub. When I was 9, I ran away from home. After a couple years living on the street, I lied about my age to get in the army. So I've been a Stormcloak longer than some captains.
Do you still believe in Ulfric's cause?
I believe in protecting Talos worship. I'm not gonna pretend to know the man, but I know Ulfric is for it. Torrik wasn't.
Why did you run away?
Because I was going to end up in an orphanage. My parents lived and died as Stormcloaks, so that's what I wanted to be. I wasn't going to chance getting adopted by some imperial family.
Who was the first man you ever killed?
Good question. It was on my first patrol. Our group got ambushed and I had to take on 3 Imperials. Who died first? I'm not exactly sure. I guess the one on the right?
Niesha was realising that her best option of facing the Thalmor was actually by going through the Imperials. The Imperials had a vast army at their disposal, and Niesha had no hope of tackling that army with her small band of trusted companions. She would need to have an army of her own, or at least one she could make use of. This meant travelling back to Windhelm and trying to get an audience with Ulfric or someone on his council. She could probably join the Stormcloaks through the other channels, but she wanted to be as close as she could to Ulfric's planning and decision-making, so she could better use this to her advantage.
If not for me, what then? I'll die before elves dictate the fates of men. What can we do for you?
I fight for the men I've held in my arms, dying on foreign soil. I fight for their wives and children whose names I heard whispered in their last breath. I fight for we few who did come home, only to find our country full of strangers wearing familiar faces. I fight for my people, impoverished to pay the debts of an empire too weak to rule them, yet grants them criminals for wanting to rule themselves. I fight so that all the fighting of blood hasn't been for nothing. I fight because I must.
Your words give voice to what we all feel, Ulfric. And that's why you will be High King. But the day words are enough will be the day when soldiers like us are no longer needed.
I would gladly retire.
After listening to Ulfric and Galmar talking war while she stood next to them, Niesha decided to approach the Jarl directly. Nords were known for their direct approach, so maybe this would work in her favour.
Make it quick, I'm a busy man.
How do I join the Stormcloaks?
Speak with Galmar. He'll size you up and see where we can best use your talents.
So far, so good. At least Ulfric had spoken to her and not completely dismissed her. I want to join the Stormcloaks.
All right. But before I can put you to use, I need to know how much you can take. I have a little test for you.
What kind of test?
The kind men use to measure themselves. I'm sending you to Serpentstone Island. If you survive, you pass. If you die, well, you weren't going to be much use to me anyway.
What's at Serpentstone Island?
It's where men have tested their metal for ages. It's a strange rock formation built by the ancients. Something about that place attracts the ice wraiths. You kill an ice wraith out there, and I'll have all the proof I need about you.
I'm off to kill that ice wraith. I'll be back soon.
We'll see about that, won't we?
Nothing worthwhile comes easy, as her aunt used to say, so completing Galmar's test should put her in good standing with him. The location marked by Galmar's Stonefist was east of Winterhold, so the team took a carriage there and set out on foot early in the morning. While scouting ahead, Niesha realised that her path would take them straight past a shipwreck that had been taken over by bandits. Not one to back away from a fight, Niesha wanted to go directly through the camp, taking what she could from the bandits to help further her cause.
Someone there. Come on, knew it!
So much easier to roll when you're dead. You're gonna die for that. Give up long as you can.
The last one. Out here it's kill or be
The bandits were quickly dealt with as they were no match for the four companions, so Niesha got to work looting their gear and valuables. It was the armour of the chief of this small group of bandits that Niesha was most interested in. Although her friend Frella always wore the light armour of the Stormcloaks, she constantly put herself at risk by rushing the enemy with her great war axe. Niesha felt it would be better if she wore heavier armour that offered better protection. Although, of course, Frella refused to wear the boots. Finally, Niesha arrived at the spot marked by Galmar's Stonefist. Time to kill an ice wraith.
someone there.
Having gathered the Ice Wraith essence, Niesha wanted a closer look at the Standing Stone before heading back to Galmar with her trophy.
Skyrim needs that king. You will be that king, Ulfric. You must be.
You're certain you found it?
When have I ever been false with you?
Fine. I'll send the Unblooded here with you. Fancy a crawl through a moldering dungeon to see if you can't stir up Galmar's jagged crown.
It will be there. You'll see. You're alive. I owe Ulfric a drink. I have to admit, I didn't think we'd be seeing you again. I misjudged you. You're definitely Stormcloak material. It's time we made this official. You ready to take the oath?
Oath?
Before you're one of us, you must swear fealty to Jarl Ulfric Stormcloak, future High King of Skyrim. You must also pledge unswerving loyalty to your fellow Stormcloaks, to Skyrim, and to her people.
I'm ready to take the oath.
That's the spirit. By swearing this oath, you become one of us, a heroine of the people, a true daughter of Skyrim, a Stormcloak. Repeat after me. I do swear my blood and honor to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak.
I do swear my blood and honour to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak.
Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim.
Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim.
As Talos is my witness, may this oath bind me to death and beyond.
As Talos is my witness, may this oath bind me to death and beyond.
Even to my lord, as to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms.
Even to my lord as my fellow brothers and sisters in arms.
All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim.
All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim.
Now you're one of us, which means you get to tag along on a little trip with me. Oh, and here, you're a Stormcloak now. You ought to look the part.
What's the mission?
I have found the final resting place of the Jagged Crown. Can you believe it? Well, I'm almost certain. We're headed to Corvinjun, but if old King Borgus is indeed buried there, we're bound to run into trouble of some kind. Your fellow Stormcloaks are already assembling outside the tomb. I'll meet you there as soon as I'm finished up here. Don't wait around for me. I bet I'll beat you to Corvinjun even though you start first.
While tomb diving wasn't what Niesha had expected, getting directions directly from Ulfric's right-hand man put her in a favourable position with his court.
I'm right behind you.
Galmar was as good as his word and had arrived before Niesha. How he had done this, she had no
This
idea.
place really chills the blood, eh?
I know what you mean about these old ruins.
You too, huh? I'd take a straight fight with the whole Legion over creeping around a place like this. But never mind all that. We've got a job to do, and nothing's going to stand in our way.
What's the situation?
Cold as the inside of an ice wraith. That and some Imperials.
If I die and someone raises me,
Nice
I'll
warm around
crack
the
my skull in
fires.
two, so I never give up.
Imperials? Well, if they're keeping themselves comfortable, let's slip in and send them to their graves that way. What's the Legion doing here? Damn Imperial spies! Well, should be fun for us at least. They don't seem to know we're here yet. Ready to spill some Imperial blood for Skyrim?
I'm ready. Let's go get them.
That's what I like to hear. Listen up. Those Imperials aren't here by coincidence. Their spies must have found out we know about the crown, and they don't want us to have it. But they won't stand in our way. I know some of you are ex-Legion, and may know men on the other side. But remember this. They are the enemy now, and they will not hesitate to kill you. Keep your wits about you, and watch your shield brothers back. Ulfric Stormcloak is counting on us to bring him back that crown, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Follow me, quickly and quietly now. I want their guts on the ground before they even know we're here.
Once again, Niesha's aim was to rush the archers. By flanking the bulk of the enemy and coming at them from the rear proved to be a winning tactic.
That it? That your best? Last another day, another victory.
That's the way I like it. Short and bloody. They never knew what hit them. But do not make the mistake of underestimating the Legion. Plenty of them are Nords, same as us. We had the advantage of surprise this time, but things won't be so easy from here on out. Enough talk. Let's go kill some Imperials. Pick a man and put him down. We attack on my signal. Time to show what you're really made of. For Skyrim!
Another day, another victory.
These chambers were once home to the ancient North.
Brother, Engard, stay and guard the entrance. We don't want any Imperial reinforcements taking us by surprise. The rest of you lot are with me.
Stormcloaks.
I'll water the ground. Oh,
That's how a true Nord fights.
you're not even...
That the best you can do? Didn't even put up a proper fight.
I don't like the look of this. Perfect spot for an ambush. 10 to 1, they're just waiting for us on the other side. Not so sure. Oh, then perhaps we should take a moment to look around a little, eh? You there, unblooded. See if you can find another way through. We'll charge in to help as soon as we hear fighting.
Few would dare to trespass in these ruins.
Maybe you can find a way through somewhere above us.
You make a foreign courage.
There's a lot of Draugr in Skyrim.
There may be
A lot of
some way to
old
get
bones.
through on the level above. Hurry!
Hear anything? No. I know they're out there. No other way they can come. Now shut up, or you'll blow our ambush.
I don't like it. What are they waiting for?
Maybe they're so scared.
They are
Find them.
The noise the Imperials were making made it easy for Niesha and her team to sneak past the ambush and pick off the soldiers as they approached her position.
My steed. Let's go. That's how it's fights.
Careful, boys. There's bound to be more up ahead. What was that?
Crush our enemies one by one.
What in the nine hoods is that?
Draugr, ain't you ever seen one before?
No, and I'm not sure I'm better off for it now either.
Steady. A few dusty bone walkers aren't going to stop us any more than the Imperials could. We are not leaving until we get what we came for. Now let's keep moving.
I'm getting out. Another day.
Another
Seeing the chest just sitting there, Niesha had to try her luck with the blade trap, even though one mistake would mean certain death.
There may be no enemy more powerful than yours.
The Hall of Stories. We must be
Don't see that
closer.
every day. Oh, I've heard of this. They say these walls show the history of the ancients who built this place.
Too bad we can't read these carvings. Who knows what secrets we'd uncover?
One thing at a time. We're here for the crown. Any of these carvings show a crown?
A dragon claw. Having
That
seen
looks
one of
like
these
some
in
kind
Ingol
of claw
Barrow,
from a
Niesha
statue.
knew exactly what had to
I
be
wonder
done
what it's
and
used
wasted
for.
no time in opening the dragon gate.
Good job.
are quiet. I may be a fighter, but I'm a sneaky one.
We'll find out here. Come on, boys. Let's spread out and see what we've got. Unblooded, do what you do best. See if you can find some way to get that gate open.
Trouble is in the air here.
You see a lever anywhere? You see a lever anywhere?
Removing the dagger opened a secret tunnel, but what did it lead to?
Keep looking, Unblooded. There's got to be some way to get that thing open. How's it going, Unblooded? Find anything yet?
Not too shabby.
The trap only grazed her, but Niesha cursed herself for a fall. That could easily have ended much worse, and her luck wouldn't hold out forever.
How's it going, Unblooded? Find anything yet?
Our great ancestors never wore boots. Why should we?
How's it going, Unblooded? Find anything yet? You see a lever anywhere? Keep looking, Unblooded. There's got to be some way to get that thing open.
Finally, the lever that Galmar wanted her to find, but it released all the Dragon that rushed the Stormcloaks who were caught off guard, but fought valiantly.
They may be uglier than Imperials, but they're just the same. That's the last one. Come on, let's see what's down this way. The crown must be around here somewhere. Spread out and keep your eyes open.
There was only one place the crown would be, and Niesha did not like the look of it. The Draugr looked old, powerful, and very dangerous.
Give up while you still can. Why don't you stay there?
Why don't you stay dead? You try, because I'm not.
Niesha was pleased when Ralof delivered the final blow. It had taken all of them to defeat the Draugr overlord, and it still had taken some of her fellow Stormcloaks with it.
Deal with the crown as quick as you can. Tell Ulrich he owes me a drink. We'll stick around here for a while and see if we can find anything else useful.
You fight enough Draugr and you start to realize why Dark Elves burn their dead.
Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward.
We should take Galmar. It'll be an important pressure point on the Imperials. We'd be within spitting distance of the capital.
Here's the jagged crown. I believe you owe Galmar a drink.
Damn him. That old bear was right. Did you run into any trouble?
The Imperials were there, ahead of us.
Damn it. What were they doing there?
Imperial spies are everywhere. Never forget that.
I trust you gave them a thrashing. Now then, I'm glad you're here. I have a message I need delivered to the Jarl of Whiterun. Deliver this axe to Balgruuf the Greater.
Should I say anything to him?
Men who understand each other often have no need for words. There are but a few simple truths behind one warrior giving another his axe. Balgruuf will know my meaning.
Understood.
Keep your wits about you. The Jarl of Whiterun is known for his temper.
When I'm running barefoot, I feel like the ground is running with me.
It looked like Jarl Ulfric was finally giving an ultimatum to Jarl Balgruuf, which could only mean that Ulfric was preparing to push harder against the Imperials. This was exactly what Niesha wanted, as every step towards the Imperials was a step closer to the Thalmor.